Welcome to the Role Players Podcast. It feels so good to be back.
Yeah.
You're here with Mr. B himself, Philosophical J, and Mr. None other than I-95 Zoom
Yeah. What's going on, people?
South. We're glad for you to tune in on this glorious day of the return of the role players. I know that everyone has been watching ESPN and you've probably been saying, wow, I just wish that I could get sports a different way. Well, that's what the role players do. We're bringing you your sports topics from every day, talked about in a different way. Whether we debate, whether we agree to disagree, we're bringing it to you live and full effect. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and home of the role players, Spreaker. And don't forget to look for us on social media. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and guess what? We're on YouTube. Hey. So, gentlemen, how was that break? A lot of things happened over the break. You had AB against the Steelers, and he finally got traded.
Yeah, man. He finally got traded, finally got out of there, got his wish, huh?
Zion got back on the court and he led Duke to this NCAA tournament. Can he secure the dub and secure the belt?
Uh, Taco made it hard for him last week.
Yeah. Taco gave him some sauce out there.
He did, man.
You know, we've had the AAF take a big plunge actually. It's not looking good for the AAF. Johnny Manziel is back though, everyone. So a lot has happened since we went on our hiatus, but we only went on our hiatus to bring it back to you better than ever. We hope that you are tuning in and that you're enjoying this show. So just to kick things off in a light way, gentlemen, I heard an interesting topic on, I believe it was Fox Sports Radio this morning from Clay Travis. This guy, he is opinionated. He asks for opinions, but he doesn't want them really. He just wants to hear them so he can rip them apart. But it's radio, whatever. He said that he's a Tennessee Vols fan, and he's just a Tennessee guy. He must be from Tennessee because he likes the Titans and a lot of other Tennessee teams. And he said that he is going to retire as a fan. Now I heard this and I said that is bonkers. Like, what are you talking about? But he had a few call-ins and he kind of tried to sell his point. So I said, why not ask the fellas here tonight? Let's start with, is it even possible to retire as a fan?
It's definitely possible to retire as a fan. It is definitely possible because as a fan, it is, but you have to once you retire as a fan, you cannot unretire.
Okay.
That's the key.
Okay, so this is my outlook on it. We cover sports, right? We talk about sports and we talk about a lot of other things. You got to stay tuned. But how can I retire as, let's just say, a Jaguars? We all know that I'm passionate about the Jaguars. How can I retire as a Jaguars fan and still cover sports?
You can cover sports, but you can go on and you can say, you know what, man, because the terrible front office that we have, and I am just tired of wasting my 3 hours on Sunday rooting for these guys. I'll still watch the NFL, but I'm disgusted at rooting for the Jaguars.
So then this is gonna be the first debate because that's baloney. You cannot retire as a sports fan. That's like saying you retire as an employee, as a citizen of America. Like, you cannot just retire. Like, you're gonna still have some type of attachment to that team.
I disagree.
Oh man,
because
you're tripping.
Because you can end a marriage and have no attachments with that person. Look, no more.
We're not talking about some lady.
That's a marriage.
We're not talking about some lady or some guy that you met 20, 30 years after your existence. That
is what we're talking about.
No, because the Jaguars have been a part of my life.
Part of your life for how long?
Man, I don't want to say because I'm Father Time.
Okay, so if the Jaguars pick up and leave and go to Hawaii, and then Hawaii feathers Would you Pete still be a fan?
I'm gonna be the Hawaii pineapple feathers.
Oh man, I will retire.
I am gonna be first to say aloha.
So you don't think that Cleveland fans, Cleveland Brown fans, and Buffalo Bill fans have a reason to not like football?
They have several reasons to not like football. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is I cannot retire as a Jaguars fan. I love sports too much, and I love the Jaguars even more. I will not retire. You will not see me retire. However, you will see me grope, gripe, and complain.
You know what I just realized, man?
Speak it.
None of your teams have a ring.
Just the Huskies.
None of his teams has won a championship.
I mean, just the Huskies. I mean, I'm sorry. That's just the way it goes for my sports life.
Tell the people who your fans are.
So, if you don't know, Mr. B himself, I'm a fan of the Jacksonville Jaguars. NBA basketball, I'm an Orlando Magic fan. MLB, I'm a Seattle Mariner fan. And then I guess it's hockey. If you want to count hockey, I'm a hometown guy, but I don't really follow hockey enough to say that I'm a hardcore fan. I'm a hardcore fan of the Yukon Huskies, and then Virginia Tech Hokies, my NCAA football team.
Wow.
It's not a lot of championships there, guys.
No, it's not.
But hey, we can't all be winners. But who did win over this past week were the NFL players.
Oh,
Sean Payton. Let's go back to the NFC Championship. And when the infamous pass interference call, or no call, we should say, happened to Sean Payton to knock his Saints, him and Drew Brees, the two unstoppables from the greatest coaches and player and quarterback duos, they were stopped because of an ugly pass interference, no call. Now it's different going into 2019. Don't you agree? It's different. They're going to allow teams to challenge offensive pass interference, defensive pass interference, and no calls all the way up until the 2 minutes of the first half and the second half. So you have almost just the whole arsenal of a review
of the whole game.
So I see you showing me some emotion over there.
Yeah, man.
You're in your feelings. What's your problem?
Man, this was the worst possible thing for the NFL. And I'm gonna tell you why.
No.
Because now they are gonna dictate. Now they can really dictate the whole entire game. And I think this was more of having to do with them legalizing betting than having them missing calls, because let's just call it what it is.
Please do, because I need to hear this.
On every single play, there is a missed call. Every single play.
Okay,
holding. So now you're giving the refs another judgment call where they already making bad judgment calls. But I got a different spin on this. The NFL officials, and I know you're not going to want to hear this. There's some guys that's watching. I'm also a coach.
Yeah.
A youth football coach.
Come on.
The NFL has the best officials in any of our four major sports.
Are you serious?
I am dead serious.
Are you serious?
I am dead serious.
You have took it
already right now.
EJ, you hear this? I can't even speak anymore. He has me so upset.
So what is a strike zone? That's an opinionated call, correct?
That is not an opinionated call.
But the umpires make their own strike zone, correct?
No,
they do. So you might
strike zone pretty much goes from almost like your knees to your elbows.
But you have umpires who kind of dictate if they're calling it. You hear the announcer say, "Well, Jim Bob today he's been a little nice with the corners."
Well, geez, I mean, come on. It depends on the pitcher. I mean, if the pitcher has enough movement on the ball, it may look like a strike. Okay, that's what officiating is. It's a judgment.
So
all of the calls are judgment calls.
What is a foul in the NBA? Because we have some refs who call touchy fouls. Then we have NBA James Harden who exactly.
Okay, they get star treatment. We're not talking about you.
In the NFL. In the NFL, we have the replay booth. They use that. They use that very well. We also have the collaboration. So before they'll throw a flag and they'll collaborate and they'll say, you know what, we picked the flag up. It was a no call. You
You're
never see
ridiculous.
that from any other sport.
You're ridiculous. You have come back a new man.
I'm
You're
a new man, but
You are not. You are
I
not a
hate
role
this
player.
rule, man. I hope Sean Payton lose 4 games this year because of this rule.
You hate the rule. Okay, so if your 49ers are coming down the home stretch and your receiver gets almost tackled, he almost get knocked out of the whole entire play, and they do a no call, you would not want the 49ers to review that to get that call so that you can continue your drive to score and win the game?
No, because I want 2 of my challenges used more wisely. These coaches already don't know how to use 2 challenges. That's all you're getting during the game. And now now we're gonna have the offense. So we have the offense, high speed offense of the Kansas City Chiefs going against a physical defense. We're just gonna say the Baltimore Ravens, and now you're gonna be stopping it within the 2-minute warning every single time, just for foolishness, man, because it's a no call on every single play.
I think you are tripping. I gotta hit you twice.
Okay.
You are looking at it from a standpoint of what you know the refs to be. I know that the refs don't make calls. You know that the refs don't make calls. This now puts control in the team's hands to say, hey, you didn't do your job. Or let's not even say they didn't do their job, because they work hard just like every other citizen in America. But you missed the call, Mr. Ref. I need you and New York or whoever is reviewing it from the satellite. I need you to go back and look at this call and make the correct call. Now we'll have, oh, well, that was not pass interference, or oh, that was pass interference. Now we'll be able to continue the game the way that it should be. It shouldn't be decided by a no call, because the Saints clearly could have been facing off against Tom Brady and Belichick. They clearly could have given us the Super Bowl that everyone wanted to see. They clearly could have beaten the Patriots. We'll never know because of a no call.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do, and I have this ready for the next show, and we'll spend only we'll spend only maybe 2 or 3 minutes, 2 or 3 seconds talking about that. I'm gonna go back and look at the last 8 plays of that game, and I guarantee the New Orleans Saints offensive line was holding 4 out of those 8 plays, maybe 5.
Okay, holding happens on every play.
Maybe 5.
You know what? You have just come back a ridiculous man. I don't know any other guy that's more ridiculous than you right now, other than Russell Wilson.
Wow, Russ.
And I thought Russell Wilson would clearly benefit from this pass interference, no pass interference thing, but he has clearly been called with holding, because he is a man that carries his woman's purse. And I'm not just talking about he's carrying it like it's tucked up under the arm like it's a football. I'm not saying any of that, guys. I'm saying Russell Wilson looked as if maybe he was walking in an airport or somewhere. He was walking, and it was one of the purses, guys, with the long strap. You know, we're not talking about the short handle. It had the long strap. It was almost to the ground, and he was strolling. And he had his lady's purse. How does that make y'all feel, man? How does that make you feel?
You take this first, EJ, because you're married. You're married. I'm engaged.
Yeah, I'm in the background doing work.
Come on.
You holding the purse over there?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, so you must feel some type of way.
No, I don't feel some type of way. I don't think it has anything to do with you holding your lady's purse. That's feminine. I don't think it has anything to do with anyone's manhood. It's just a personal choice of mine. No, I won't. The reason being, when I was young, I used to always had to hold my mom's purse. You know what I'm saying? Like, we go to hold my purse, EJ, or grab my purse, get my purse on the table. So after that, I'm like, nah, when I get older, I ain't touching nobody's purse. So yeah, that's my answer.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So I'm gonna take this spin, and y'all gonna love this spin, because he said I came back a new person, and you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So, would I carry a purse? I would not carry a purse, but I would hold the purse. I mean, I just got a no buddy, man. Look at this, man.
Come on.
So I would,
We'll bring it to it.
I would not carry a purse. But for any young ladies, especially my beautiful fiance, soon to be married, if you're listening, please turn the mic down. I mean, please turn the radio down.
Oh no.
For Sierra, oh man, I'm carrying the purse. I'm gonna carry it all the way. I'm gonna carry it all the way.
So you
I'm gonna be
are securing the bag.
Say you carry the purse.
I'm gonna carry the purse. Keep it down the street.
All right, so since we're killing the volume, and since we're killing the volume, I-95, is that how you feel too?
You know what? I have to. Oh, since he put it in that spectrum, man, I'll be cartwheeling with that purse on my back.
I like my swag, but I think I like Sierra's a little better.
Oh my God.
I'll be cartwheeling with that purse, bro.
I don't believe you guys, because I'm gonna tell you, if she had a purse, I would clearly have to ask her, where's the other purse? I gotta carry both. I know that you've been working hard and you've been dancing even better, and I know that there's a little nugget and a cookie waiting for me somewhere after this.
Oh yes.
And when I get that nugget and I get that cookie, I am gonna be C is for cookie.
I'll be like, hey, yo, Sierra, you remember that promise video? Yeah, I carried 3 of your purses. Go ahead and reenact that.
And cookie is for me.
So you guys do not mind securing the bag for your lady.
Not for Sierra.
Oh well, not for Sierra. Well, you know, I guess if it comes to me, I will do as much as if you go to the restroom. I'll tuck it up under my arm.
I hold it, man.
Yeah, I put it up under my arm, but I'm not traveling with the bag.
No.
This is basketball. I can't dribble with your bag. So I'm just gonna hold it.
So
then I'm gonna pass it off.
How about if you hold the bag, take her coat as well, and put the coat over the bag?
Oh, that's even better. Yeah. Well, what if it's summertime? Summertime, fine, because it's nice weather here in North Carolina, everyone. Then what about that coat? You're carrying that bag.
Yeah, you're gonna carry the bag, man.
Well, like you said, if it's Sierra, the bag is being carried.
Yes, sir.
So that is it for now. But I think it's time for a coffee break.
This next segment is brought to you by Off the Beaten Path Coffee and Beverage Cafe. Are you in need of a great coffee experience? Well, come enjoy a fresh cup of Alabama-based Revelator roast coffee served with a smile, served Southern style. Experience an upbeat environment, positive energy, and a taste of love in every cup of coffee served. Stop by on Drip Drop Tuesdays where you can get a 12-ounce coffee for just $1. That's right, 4 quarters, 10 dimes, and 20 nickels. The shop is located on 102 West 3rd Street, downtown Winston, North Carolina. Off the Beaten Path Coffee and Beverage Cafe, quality and service with a smile.
Quality and service with a smile. You know, EJ, you just read it so well, man.
Appreciate it, man.
You read it so well. I don't know anything about coffee. I'm not a coffee guy. But when you read that coffee ad, it just makes me want to go and drink a hot cup and melt out in 100-degree weather. It just does. It's right. That good, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it is.
It's really just really that good.
Yeah, it really is good coffee.
Now, I've done the frozen coffee from there. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
And it did the trick for summertime.
Yeah, their coffee soda is good too.
So, like EJ said, if you don't know, just go down there. Give it a try. Try some coffee. You get that 10% off. So, hey, that is courtesy of your pals here, the Role Players. And we, just in case you didn't know, we're nothing without Role Player Nation. That's right. That's you guys. You guys make the Role Players go around. You are Role Player Nation, and you mean more to us than you'll ever know. So it's March Madness. It's finally here. It's finally here, Mr. Jayhawk, Rock Chalk Jayhawk. Rock Chalk.
Rock Chalk Jayhawk till I die. To
you, yeah. I saw the bird get roasted. Yeah, y'all got roasted, man.
Pikachu didn't make the trip this year.
Pikachu.
It's fine.
No, man, nah.
It's fine, but
it's more than that.
But
please.
Misery loves company, and I have enough seat on the couch for others.
Well, I start out on the couch. Being a Husky fan. I pretty much renounce my rights to even enter any tournaments, really. And I just say, hey, why not? I'm gonna just watch the games, pick a bracket. Speaking of brackets, there was a guy that had it correct all the way up until the Purdue game.
I can believe
He
it.
had 48 games picked correctly. He made it to 49, and then Purdue beat Tennessee, and now his bracket is no longer perfect. He's gone the longest in the history of, I guess, bracketology.
Really?
Yeah, he's gone the longest with having a perfect bracket.
I'm interested to see how my bracket would have been if I did a computer generated bracket, and that was the one I really see some of my games would have really turned out the opposite way if I would have picked the bracket. But I didn't know that was the real bracket that I was doing.
Yeah, you definitely filled out you filled out the right bracket, but you did a computer bracket, and you just don't know what you're doing. That's all.
Now my champion on that bracket is still
a new man.
My champion on that bracket is still alive. I got Michigan State winning it all. The computer picked.
Oh man, you're tripping.
You had Tennessee, brother.
Oh man, I just picked in the dark. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Oh, okay.
I didn't use any strategy. I was like, it doesn't matter because I'm not gonna get it right. So I just picked. I was like, I picked two incorrect brackets.
So who's at the top of the role player bracket?
If I'm not mistaken, it's Mr. Get Off the Wall Dollar Bill himself.
Oh, when Carolina lose,
He'll be out.
He'll be out.
Shoot, I thought I was in the tournament, man. Come to find out, I'm in the bracket for last year.
Yeah,
and I was ranked 2, man. I was getting all excited. I was like, yeah.
Hey, you was carrying that. You was carrying that bag, bro.
Man.
So he was carrying that bag. It's you and 2 others that ended up in the upside down. You got to pay attention. But what thoughts on the tournament, man? We still have all of the number 1 seeds.
I thought I really like Houston. Houston really impresses me, and for what it is, for some reason, Purdue. I mean, out of all the teams that they have had, and all the talent that they've had come through there, this seems like they are going to make a run to do something special. But if I had to pick my champion today, I would have to say I like Gonzaga, man. Gonzaga is pretty tough. They got a lot of size. I like Gonzaga in Houston. And I just don't think all the number 1s are going to make it, but Gonzaga.
Yeah, I actually think that I think UNC is going to bite the bullet tonight. I know that.
You think so tonight, though? I'm
going to give it to Auburn. If you all don't know, but last week we kind of did a get in shape show. We had to make sure that we come back ready and strong for you all, and we all randomly selected teams. My random team that I selected was Auburn.
Oh, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Auburn. Who did you select?
I selected Houston.
Yeah, you selected Houston. I think whoever Melvin picked is probably out. We miss you out there, big guy. He didn't make it to the reboot, the rehash, the re-kickoff. But he'll be back in live in full effect. But I picked Auburn. I do think that Auburn have a strong team. Nasir Little may not play for the Tar Heels tonight. I think it's going to take a big hit on them if they don't have Nasir Little. I'm just interested to see if Auburn can actually upset the Tar Heels and give them a run for their money. The key is going to be to just shoot that ball, man.
I don't know, man, because they shot pretty well against Kansas. But if Kansas would have stuck to the game plan and fed Lawson in the inside, so May can really have a big game tonight for what it's worth. He might go, if they feed May the ball on the inside, he might go for 40.
May?
Yes, because Lawson had 20 points in the second half.
Luke?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy, huh?
No.
But my upset pick tonight, I think Virginia Tech's playing Duke. They done played them.
I said the same thing.
They have not played Duke with Robinson yet.
I said
the point guard.
I said the same thing, Jay. Finally, you have came back to the show. I am proud to have you beside me. So now you're in your right mind. I think Virginia Tech can pull this upset off too. I really do.
I thought Oregon could too last night, and they fell off at the end.
Oregon played a bad game and was still in it. They played a bad game.
To me, Virginia just don't. I mean,
Virginia has been skating by.
They've been skating by, but to me, it's just like,
it's by the skin of their teeth too.
I know they're a defensive team, but
not that good.
Not that good though.
They are gonna lose, and when they lose, it's gonna be horrible. They're only gonna win by one if that defense holds up against everyone, which I cannot see that defense holding up against everyone, especially if they have to face an ACC school in the championship.
Right.
And then two, if the other team continues to just play that poorly, they got by in the first round.
It just seemed like Oregon's game plan was, hey, let's just shoot threes.
Yeah, I think because of the game that they had prior to playing UVA, they were knocking down shots pretty well. I can't remember the guard's name, but he was taking some big time shots in that
Talking about
game.
Emir.
Yes. He was knocking down some big shots, man. But last night they just went into it with the same type of mindset. You know, the key to the tournament, in my opinion, is truly X's and O's basketball. What are those adjustments? How does it look? You know, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You got to play the matchup. If you play the matchup, then you can get by almost any team. Trust me, I know, because I'm a Huskies fan, and our last 2 championships was all about playing the matchup.
So when I was watching the Auburn game, then we can go on. I was watching Kansas and Auburn, and we never was in that game. We never was in that game, period. So you remember what I said last week when I said the only way a lower seed is really going to be the higher seed if they're hitting a bunch of threes and playing defense.
You said that.
Man.
You said that, and I mean,
13 and a half.
Obviously, that's what happened. But
Yeah.
I don't know, man. So who do you think right now, out of the teams that's left, who do you got winning this thing?
I got Houston
The entire thing
beating Gonzaga
in the final.
in the final, man.
I'm gonna go with, I don't know, man. It's really a toss.
So if Auburn win tonight, you think they can make a run to the championship?
I do think they can make a run to the championship.
No way, man. They tallest player is Candace Parker size.
It's Miss
She's
Parker.
6'4".
Miss Parker. I enjoy watching the pregame show.
Hey, Miss Parker.
She too may have a purse that I can carry.
Oh boy,
I'll just confess too much.
that
didn't
was
I?
hot, boy.
This ain't the speakeasy now.
Hey, we can't forget about that speakeasy. Definitely got to give a shout out to the Speakeasy podcast crew. Love that crew. They always bring an interesting story. And I got an interesting story, or rather, Jay has an interesting story for you all tonight. So as we're going through the week is progressing. EJ, you didn't know anything about this, so this is going to be your first time hearing it.
Oh,
You know, we're going through the week, and I say, hey guys, you know, pitch me some topics. You know, what do you have on your mind this week? What do you think would be good for the first show back? And Jay said NBA lottery by regions. And I said, so what are you saying? Are you saying you get the lottery based on your region? And he said, yes. And then I text back something explicit because it shocked me. So now that we have you here, I need you to explain. Present this scenario to Mr. I-95 South and I so that we can tear it apart.
Okay, so
sounds like a good idea.
so I'm gonna present this because we have a lot of tanking going on in the NBA.
Okay,
And that happens in all sports. NFL kind of do it. They'll take the starter out and put in the backup if the backup's maybe a little promising.
Right.
The NBA would just have mythical injuries, and you'll shut down everybody to try and get a higher spot. So what will stop that would be if you go by regions. So I'm going to use the southeastern region as our region tonight, just for fun.
Okay.
So that region would
Okay.
include
Right now.
lottery teams. Right now, it would be the Atlanta Hawks, possibly the Charlotte Hornets, possibly the Orlando Magic.
It'll
correct?
be 4 out of the 5 teams.
It'll be 4 out of the 5. Okay, so we will have Zion, maybe RJ Barrett.
RJ Barrett.
RJ Barrett. Give me who's another one coming from this? Maybe PJ Washington.
Okay, yeah, PJ
From the
Washington.
Southeastern Conference.
PJ
Okay.
Washington.
They'll have these guys will be lottery picks. So let's say all those teams in that region, whoever had the worst record per se, they would have 5 days to offer Zion a qualifying offer that he feel that's what he's worth. If he doesn't have that offer, whoever else is a lottery team would have another shot at giving them a contract.
So wait. You're saying do away.
I like that.
Uh,
I like that.
Yeah. See,
You're saying do away with the draft selection
no.
order. Period.
I'm
No.
saying do away with the lottery balls and the lottery picks. You give them an opportunity. So let's say the Atlanta Hawks front office is just terrible and they can't come up with an agreement with Zion, right?
Yeah.
So whoever else is the lottery team in that area, Miami has that chance. If they was the second worst team, they have that chance to agree. And Zion has those two teams he can choose from based off of your front office. Because the way we're doing it, it's not working because my team is the Phoenix Suns, and we're probably gonna get Zion or Ja Morant. But
So
who's to say we're gonna be in
are we basing this in your perfect world of NBA drafting? Are we basing this on their hometown or are we basing this on their college town?
We're basing it off of their college town. So this will also help college basketball because let's say you have an instance where he's like
on to
I don't
something.
like-
where he's like, well, I don't, I want to go to Duke, but what if the Charlotte Hornets end up as a lottery team? I think I'd rather go to UCLA, and maybe I might end up with LeBron this season. I mean, instead of doing it, you're just doing this for the lottery teams. Then once you're out of the lottery, you're going back to the regular order.
So, and I just want to make sure that I got this right before I just tear it apart.
Okay, come tear it down.
So it'll be based off of, because Zion, his college team is in the Southeast. All of the Southeast teams will get the worst Southeast team will get the first chance to make a qualifying offer.
Only if you're a lottery team.
If you're a lottery team, but the 4 out of the 5 Southeast teams, which would be 4 out of 5 of them, they'll get a chance to bid on the player.
Yeah, but you only have a couple days to come to an agreement. So you saying it's gonna be 4 out of the 5.
So is that not gonna jack the price up on these guys?
No, because you're still gonna be in the lottery
Pay grade.
But let's say he goes to Atlanta and Atlanta can't convince him, they can't give him anything that they're a winning franchise. That will stop all of the tanking because we're tanking and we're saying, look, Anthony Davis, you have to play for New Orleans.
So,
you have to play for New Orleans, and they have tanked their team.
So you're putting it up to Zion to choose one of the 4 teams.
I'm picking it up to Zion to choose one of the 4 teams.
So,
He's getting one of those 4 teams.
So what if I have not been taking and I'm the Phoenix Suns or the LA Lakers? Because they're up there as they're up there in the lottery.
He has to choose one of those 3 teams.
Okay, so this is the number 1 guy, and let's say I'm the Phoenix Suns, and I have the worst record along with the New York Knicks. I don't have a chance at this guy because regionally I am out of range.
That's right, but they're only getting in there. They're not signing 4 or 5 year contracts.
I can't do it.
Yeah. That keeps us from tanking.
I can't do it.
The tanking has gone to an all-time high.
Yeah, but this is gonna make things worse because what if I'm New York and I just never have a great player come out of college basketball or high school because they're soon to go back to high school. I never have a good guy in my area. That means I'm gonna be sorry for the rest of my existence.
That's not true because let's say no. Listen, I spoke on that earlier. That's when I-95 said, yeah, that makes sense. So you think Zion would have had a chance to play with the Lakers or the Clippers or the Warriors or the Suns or one of those teams out there, whoever would have been a lottery pick? You don't think he would have chose UCLA over Duke?
I mean, maybe it'll make it interesting.
That'll make college basketball interesting because now you have to.
You're gonna pick your school based on
your region,
the region that you think the team in the NBA may
absolutely
be terrible. So, like let's say New York and Phoenix. So I may choose, if I'm Zion, I'd say, well, I mean, really, I don't want to go to any of the Southeast teams. So I'm going to go to the University of Arizona.
Yeah.
Just so I have a chance at the Suns.
Just so you have a chance at the Suns.
I don't know. There's definitely some rules and some restrictions that you would have to put on your theory. I'm not shooting all of the holes in it, but I'm shooting a big shotgun shell.
That will also change how college recruitment goes. Then,
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna change
Change everything.
and nobody in their right mind is gonna allow that.
Hey, Zack Snyder asked, "What happens when a lottery pick is traded?"
Yeah.
What happened when the lottery pick?
Yeah.
is
What
traded?
happens?
Yeah,
What
with your
with your-
concept of the lottery, what happens if the lottery pick is traded?
What happens?
Well, when that lottery pick is traded, then it's like when you sign
It's a buyer's market.
No, when you sign a player, correct? So right now, when players hit the free agent market and he's a restricted free agent, they sign, and whoever wants to sign can really they can sign you, but it's up to your team to match that offer. If they don't want to lose you, they can force you to play. But in this incident, let's say we're going to use this season. Let's say Phoenix traded away their number 1 pick to the Lakers. Lakers jump in that region for that player.
Oh my God.
Hey, real quick, also,
It's gonna be a zoo.
EK asked a few seconds ago, no, it's not a question, it's a statement. He said, what would end tanking is make top 10 players free agents for the top 10 worst teams in the league.
Now I like that. The only problem that I have with that is, in order for that to work, you're gonna have to, I don't know, you're gonna have to find a nice balance of cap money to put on rookies, because you can't pay rookies max deals coming out of school.
Oh no, it'll be a cap like it is now.
But I mean, it'd almost be like college basketball. So if I'm the New York Knicks and I can put together a nice recruitment of players, I mean, I can get the number 1 guy every year, because Zion would want to go and play with the number 1 guy from the next year and the previous year.
Not if you're not a lottery team. It's
only for the lottery team.
I'm saying stop that will stop the tanking, because right now
I like that style better though, EK.
Yeah, that's a good style as well.
You know, you just say, hey, if you're in the lottery, these guys, well, the entire field of draft picks are free agents. And, you know, whoever is left after pick 13, 14, 15, what is it? 13, 14, something like that. Whoever is left after
that's more crazy.
Then we can start the draft.
That's more crazy, because
you'll have a week.
Then you're going to have teams you're really going to have teams guys saying, well, you know, I only want to play for this team. I don't want to play for that team. I'm basing it down I'm condensing it. So it's still like a lottery, but instead of them signing, what's the rookie contract for a lottery?
I don't know.
It's like 4 years, correct?
Oh yeah, it's 4 years, 5th year option.
5th year option. So instead of giving them 4 years, 5th year option, you boost the money up a little bit, because we got players who are already making 200, might be making 200 million a season. So you boost the money up a little bit and you give them a 2-year, 3-year option.
I think that's gonna make things a zoo.
It needs to be a zoo. Because I'm done with the lottery balls. Who actually wins the lottery, man?
You know, the funny thing about the lottery is,
obviously I haven't. Still here.
So let me ask you this. So real quick, because there's been a lot of conspiracy theories going on with this lottery.
It's a lot.
So what if someone actually this season, they say, you know what? I think I'm gonna put 10 more Laker balls in that needs to be in.
Well, I mean, you just gotta hope that the integrity of the NBA is there. You gotta hope that they're honest people. I mean, come on.
There's been some conspiracy theories.
Oh my God.
The NBA.
It's conspiracy theories.
Trying to make sure certain players go to certain places.
Like who?
I mean, like Patrick Ewing.
Like Patrick Ewing to where?
The Knicks.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
What are we doing up here? Is this zoo? Is this kangaroo court?
Might be the Gronk Zoo.
It might be the Gronk Zoo. There's nothing grunkier in America than Gronk. So, good segue. Gronk has finally decided to hang up his cleats and put on his party shoes.
Oh man, party.
Party. Let's all get wasted. Rob Gronkowski, NFL tight end, New England Patriots. He's a 5-time Pro Bowl player, 3-time Super Bowl champion. This guy spent, how many years did he play? He played a significant amount of time in the NFL. I was getting ready to say the NBA. You still got me so upset with his NBA foolishness.
Yeah.
This guy was, I say, he's probably the second most notable and famous Patriot, other than Tom Brady during the Tom Brady era. I think that's
Teddy Bruschi.
No, you think he trumps Bruce?
Bruschi had a man and came back and still won.
Okay, I mean that was pretty epic.
Come on, man.
But Mr. Gronk himself. So, I was looking at Gronk's numbers, and he's, other than touchdowns, touchdown receptions, he's at number 28, I believe. 28, but it's really like he's tied for 28. It's really like number 29.
Right.
He's 29 there. It's other tight ends in front of him, notably Antonio Gates and Tony Gonzalez. Everybody knows Tony Gonzalez is the GOAT at tight end position. Can we agree?
Yeah.
We agree.
Yeah.
So Gronk is at number 30 pretty much, or 29. All of the other numbers where it's like receptions, receiving yards, I mean, this guy is like way back. He's like in the triple digits way back. Not too deep in the triple digits, but he's still back.
Where was Dwight Clark on that list?
I did not look for Dwight Clark's name. What you mean on all of the lists?
Yeah, I mean like on some of those stats compared to him.
I'm not sure. I know he's up there for at least one of them.
Because that's a great tight end. That's our probably not our best tight end in history, but he's considered our best tight end because of the catch he made.
Yeah.
And he's in the Hall of Fame.
So, Gronk, again, this guy was not only a legend on the field, but he was a legend off the field. And we can all say that Gronk is a party monster. I'm sure Gronk would be an excellent candidate for social media. He'll be an excellent candidate for reality TV. Gronk has been everything. And I looked online to just find some of the grunkiest things that Gronk has ever done. And EJ, you can chime in on this one too.
Yeah.
I'm going to call this bit, let's get Gronk. How about that? Let's get Gronk. So on a scale of
we need some Justin Timberlake
1 to 5, 1 being the least Gronk, 5 being the most Gronk, I want you guys to rank it. So let's start off with when Gronk showed up to training camp or mini camp or whatever. He didn't have on his number 87. He had a taped jersey. Like the numbers were like Scotch tape. It was like just tape. He put the number 69 on his jersey. How Gronk is that? Let's get
I
Gronk.
remember that, man.
So 1 is worst, 5 is the best.
5 is the best.
Well, my dear friend,
level of Gronk.
Being a fan of those numbers in combination, I'll give him a 5.
Oh, wow.
A strong 5.
I would go a 5 on that as well.
Yeah, I'd give it a 6 if I could.
Yeah, that's good too.
I'd give it a 6. That was a bit much. Football is a family sport.
Yeah.
It's definitely not the place.
I remember him doing that as well.
So Gronk partying after the Patriots Super Bowl loss. And it was a big deal. Everyone was like, wow, Gronk stayed behind and he stayed out and partied and he did everything that he should not do. How Gronk? Let's get Gronk.
I'm gonna give him a 4 now.
A 4.
I don't think that was too bad. People over exaggerated a little bit.
He lost the Super Bowl.
I mean, he lost the Super Bowl, but he didn't lose his life. I mean, his mom didn't pass away.
Let's get Gronk, EJ.
I will give him a 5 after a few shots and whispering to the cute blonde girl in the corner.
Oh, geez.
That's good sportsmanship.
I'm going to give Gronk a 2 on that one.
What? Because he lost the Super Bowl and went out and partied?
No, it's not that Gronk. Like you said, I think people made a big deal out of it. It's not the craziest thing he's done. It's just not Not even close. So
So hold up. The one would be the worst.
one would be the least amount of crunkiness or grunkness.
Oh,
So,
okay.
you know how extreme.
Well, no, I got to
was
give
it?
him a full on that because he was lit on that stage, man.
Oh, jeez. So
Didn't he have his underwear on his head or something like that?
he was going wild.
Yeah, man.
He was going wild. Continuing. How grunk is this? Grunk buys a party bus. Now let's put this in perspective.
Okay.
This is an era where the NFL truly frowns upon any fun that players do.
I didn't
And
know
you know-
this, man.
And we're talking about like anything goes on the party bus. So much goes on the party bus that the NFL would probably frown on all of the stuff that goes on the party bus. So, how grunk was Grunk buying the party bus?
This is a 1, man.
That's a 1?
Yeah, man, that is.
That's not that extreme? Huh?
No. That's a 5 then.
Oh, I was about to say that's
Because-
definitely a 5.
Because and the distraction. Now you know what? I bump it down to 3 if he can get Belichick on the bus. But I know who probably was on the bus.
No, I'll take that to a 15 if he gets Belichick on the bus. That's crazy.
And it puts a smile on his face.
Oh, if that's a 20.
Solid 20.
That's a 20.
Well, I say with further delegation, I can't give him a number because it depends on what happened in that party bus.
So you don't think Robert Kraft was on the bus?
It depends.
Allegations.
I can't give it a number.
Allegations.
Can't
If
give it a
Robert
number.
Kraft was on the if Robert Kraft was on the bus spreading his cheeks, I'm gonna give it another 5 and say it's a 25.
Yeah, me and the delegation,
Allegations.
we gotta
Wow,
see release of video clips, at least 20 seconds. Then I can give my number.
So, all right, so we're gonna go and say now, Grunk waking up with BB Jones. And I mean, he took photos. They woke up together that morning. She had on his jersey. If you don't know who BB Jones is an adult film star.
Well, now I know where Jimmy G got it from.
Jimmy G was not the first player in the room, huh?
You just got a 5, brother.
Grunk definitely gets a 5 on that one. EJ,
I
what
wonder-
does Grunk get for waking up?
I wonder was Jimmy G an accomplice?
You know what? Grunk will get not only a 5, but a 5 with a golden star.
A 5 with a golden star. Okay. So let me find a good one.
Yeah, because I got a good one right here, man.
What you got?
Grunk riding Shaq. Shaq's back.
Oh, geez.
Shaq,
I
man,
forgot about that one.
he rode Shaq's back, man. And I'm
forgot
talking about he didn't ride.
He was
Shaq
shirtless.
back. He was shirtless, and he put his legs
On Shaq.
on Shaq's.
His Grunk was on Shaq's head.
Yeah.
Oh,
on his
kind of
neck.
like you know how somebody sit on your shoulders like
Yeah,
in
on his neck.
concerts.
Yes.
Yeah.
How Grunk was that?
It's a grown man.
Well, if we're gonna go there, Spike Lee did jump in Samuel Jackson's arms when he won that Oscar. So,
But he jumped in his arms, but his spike wasn't on his neck.
His man Grunk wasn't. It wasn't on his back of his head.
I'll give him a 2.
What?
So it's not that extreme.
Nah,
That means you'll put me on your shoulders and let my words of wisdom hit you in the back of your
hey,
head.
like I said, episode 19 of the Speakeasy Podcast, I got co-paying back problems. No, buddy.
So then that's a 5.
Yeah, that's definitely a 5. Yeah, Shaq was definitely Shaq than a fool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta break the rule again and go off of the scale. That was definitely that was a 3 for Grunk. That was definitely a 7 for Shaq.
For Shaq.
Shaq let another man ride his shoulders, and Shaq had the mic on his head.
I give him a 2 for effort. I mean, that was a mighty jump.
He kind of climbed the tree.
Oh, he climbed.
Yeah, he
I'll
climbed
give
the
that
tree.
a 1.
He kind of climbed the tree, and then he extended a branch to Shaq.
I'll give that a 1. I thought he like hopped up there. I thought, oh, okay.
So
But he climbed. Nah.
the last one. This is the very last one, and this is iconic Grunk. The Grunk spike.
I love the Grunk spike.
I'm gonna miss that.
Number 5, 3 gold stars.
Yeah.
So
I
you're
love
just
the
talking
Grunk
about the
spike.
Grunk spike, or are we talking about when he's spiking, he Frankenstein?
When he does the Frankenstein.
Oh, now if he does the Frankenstein thing too, that is one of the. The spike has always been around in football, but when Grunk did the spike, he did it the right way.
Yeah, I think the Grunk spike should be trademarked.
Gronkowski, Rob Gronkowski, because I know you're watching this show.
Give us a
And,
few percent.
I know that we're coming close to the end of the show, so I know the party bus is on the way. We're gonna spike this thing and take it home with Nall Buddy. For those of you who do not know what Nall Buddy is doing something or saying something or being something wild and just silly that you should not be. And if you're out there being a Nall Buddy, then buddy, no, you just can't do it. So, ladies and gentlemen, Role Player Nation, may I present to you Nall Buddy?
Buddy, no. Yeah.
And that is my band. So, gentlemen, do you all have a Nall Buddy for this segment? Because if you don't, I have one that's going to bring a lot of joy to us.
I got a Nall Buddy.
Go ahead.
I got a hey guy first.
Give us
My
a
hey guy goes to Devin Booker, man. He dropped 59
Get out of
points
here.
one game,
Get out
and
of here.
then he dropped 50 the very next game, man, which leads me into my Nall Buddy, because my Nall Buddy goes to the Phoenix Suns. This one hit home, brother. Let me tell you something, man. When you lose a basketball game 125 to 95, and one man got 59, how in the hell do you look at him in the locker room when you lose that ball game by 35 points and the rest of your team only combined for 35 points and you drop 59? Like, how you do that, man?
I guess you look at him and you say, barbecue chicken alert. Barbecue chicken alert.
And then the next night he come out and give you 50, and then you lose again. 125 to 120, 123.
I guess he a ball.
He ain't a ball
He's
hog,
a
man.
Nall
That's a
Buddy.
Nall Buddy to the Phoenix Suns organization, man. Stop tanking, man. I'm a fan, man. I'm tired of watching that mess.
Oh,
I turned
man.
it off.
He upset, man.
Nall Buddy. Buddy Nall.
Nobody.
Mm.
Nobody for you.
Who is that trying to interrupt my coronation?
What you got, EJ? Mr. I-95. Zoom.
I don't have I do have a Nall Buddy.
Anything that happened out in life, work, sports.
I do have a Nall. I'm glad you said that, since you put it in that spectrum. My Nall Buddy goes to HBO. How dare y'all put Uncle Drew up there?
Man, Uncle Drew terrible, man. And you watch that crap?
That's not that bad of a movie.
Nah, I just saw it there and just said Nall Buddy and kept scrolling.
Uncle
Man.
Drew is a legend.
Man, that's terrible.
Oh,
Oh, and I do have a hey guy. It was mentioned on our pilot recap episode, but shout out to Spice Adams.
Spice. What Spice do?
Well, Spice, aka Cream Biggums,
Cream.
is on 2K19. No, 2K Live
Not
19.
oh,
Something like that. 2K Live 19 or Live 19, something like
Sip
that.
that now, buddy juice.
Hey man, I don't play basketball sports, man.
I see.
Yeah.
So Spice Adams is on NBA Live.
Live 19.
19.
Hey
He
man, look.
renamed himself.
A for effort. A for effort. Y'all knew what I was talking about. Don't sass me.
EJ had the pedal to the metal. He was like, 95 South is on. So yeah, he's on NBA Live 19 as a playable character. And man, if y'all don't know about Spice Adams, man, go check him out on just any social media. He's out there, man. The guy is hilarious. He actually used to play for the San Francisco 49ers. He was drafted by the San Francisco 49ers and played for the Chicago Bears as well.
Mhm.
He only reps the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
Boom, boom,
That's good.
So, gentlemen, this is my Nall Buddy, and it should take us out. So, Barry Switzer, a former coach for
Yeah,
the Dallas Cowboys,
he had a Nall Buddy.
he had a senior moment on social media.
He did.
This Nall Buddy is actually brought to you by Role Player Nation Phil. If you don't know the real deal, check out Phil. He's always active in the group along with Zoe. So he brought this gem to us. And Phil posted WTH. That's what the hell, if you didn't know. And Barry Switzer responded to Tim Kalishaw. And Tim Kalishaw said, yeah, I didn't believe it when we heard it. Great reporters. Not sure exactly what that stemmed from. But Barry Switzer's reply was, and EJ, listen.
All right.
Just listen.
Yeah.
If Jerry had not, talking about Jerry Jones, if Jerry had not made that call, never got to know your ass, or Ed, always thought you were pretty fair. Only eat Ed's ass out one time. Let him tell you about it.
Mm.
Hope all is well with you too. I don't know whose ass got ate from Mr. Switzer. And I know he probably meant it got chewed out.
Yeah, he got
But-
chewed out.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah.
But
yeah.
in the
Yeah.
world of social media,
Yeah, man.
you gotta know, buddy.
Yeah.
You can't talk about eating his ass ever. And he said it was one time. So Barry said he did it one time, guys. It was just one time. I don't know what brought him to tweet that day. I don't know who allowed him to activate his Twitter profile. I know he has grandkids somewhere. But you cannot say that in today's society because, he did get lit up.
Oh.
I saw all of the GIFs, all of the memes. They had the Doc Rivers meme where he just kind of looked and was like,
Man.
I just don't know. I just don't know.
Well, hopefully he took him to breakfast afterwards. Jeez.
Talk about an animal. I just don't know. That was just too much for us,
somebody
Mr.
get,
Barry Switzer.
somebody get their granddaddy off my inbox.
Well, that's just like the fire festival. You know what old buddy said he was willing to do for that case of water.
Oh my God.
Man, that was crazy, man. I said, what?
We love, baby.
I am convinced, and this is no shade. I'm just being real. I'm convinced that the guy that was putting together the fire festival, I can't remember his name. I'm convinced him and that I guess project lead, that project manager, they had to have some type of relationship, man. I don't care how comfortable I get. I don't care if my friend is a homosexual or not. I'm never gonna ask a guy or a woman, really. I'm never gonna ask someone to do that favor.
Right.
Never. And the fact that he was
He
ready.
was joking. He may have, I think he said it joking.
No.
No. I watched the fire festival. I watched it the first time, the first day it came out. And I said, I know what he said, but I'm saying I would say it jokingly.
Oh, you would say it jokingly.
I
okay.
watched it. I
Okay.
would say it jokingly, not knowing that the person would actually
Okay,
take
yeah.
me
'cause
serious.
When that man said he had 1,000-mile stare.
And then the fact that when he showed up to do it, the guy was like, hey, he was like, look, just make sure I get my money first. We ain't doing that today. So that was extreme, man. But yeah, I mean, Barry Switzer, he did his thing. The guy from Fire Festival was definitely prepared to do his thing. But all in all, that is not buddy.
buddy.
I'm still talking about them tent huts they had out there, man.
That was insane. I'm just upset at the fact that Ja Rule said it wasn't fraud, it was a false report.
If
Ja-
they just would have stopped mentioning who was it, Al Capone, whose island
It
That
was
was that before?
Oh, whose island it was?
not El Chapo.
No, it wasn't El
Al
Chapo.
Capone.
It wasn't Al Capone.
It wasn't Al Capone either.
It was one of the big time drug dealers.
Right on the tip of my.
I can't think of it either. I can't think of it.
John Gotti. No.
No, it was
No,
it was
no,
one of
no,
the
no.
it was one of the 80 guys.
Yeah, it was one of the
from
80
80s.
guys.
But we want to thank you all for tuning into another episode of the Role Player Podcast. As always, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and home of the Role Players, Spreaker. Get out there on social media, man. Tell your friends, spread the word. We always appreciate Role Player Nation. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and now YouTube. Like all of the other episodes, you can go back and listen to this episode or watch us on this episode on YouTube because we're on YouTube now. Or you can go and catch the episode in a day, maybe two, on the formats that I told you before. We greatly appreciate you all. We hope that you enjoy this March Madness weekend. I'm ready to hear some crazy stories. Get out there on social media, interact with us, spread the word, share us, follow us, like us. We can't do this without Role Player Nation. And like always, that's how we do it, and that's how we get down. And it is only time for us to transform and roll out.